What are you doing? I'm playing on my Switch too. It has a bigger screen than my OG Switch, and it has better hardware. Okay, let me redo that. I'm playing on my Switch too. It has better hardware than my OG Switch. That's the Wii U. I am so happy with this purchase that I am confident that nothing bad will happen. Are you done yet? That I am confident that nothing bad will happen to it. Edit in the Switch turning into a brick. I tried to mod your Switch 2 at night. When you were awake. What am I doing? Stupid. This is an audio test. My name is Costa. Hi-lo, I'm back. So much noise. What is happening? I feel like ever since, and I hope I'm not the only one that feels like this, I feel like ever since Nintendo announced the release of the Switch 2, the entire world of gaming has been falling apart. And I'm not just saying that. It's certainly not just for Nintendo. I'm talking about a multitude of things. First, there's all the controversy with the Nintendo Switch 2. My cat is playing with my tripod. High five. High five. And then, out of nowhere, I see a YouTube video show up in my recommended, titled, Sega's going to delist their mobile games. Then later on in the future, I get another video in my recommended about how Big Pig Planet 3 is getting delisted. And I know the game delisting thing was an issue from a long time ago. I don't know if my face is fully in frame. Do I need to adjust this? We'll find out in post. I know that the game delisting thing was a problem from a long time ago. But mobile games? Sega, are you okay? You're going to release a game that will be more successful than Mario Kart World. No doubt about that. And you're going to make so much money off of that. I'm pretty sure you can spend a few bucks to keep your mobile games listed. I don't really care much for mobile games, but I know there's people who want to play them. You might as well leave them to get extra cash. And this brings me to my point. I feel like companies are stupid and they don't know what they're doing. It's almost like CEOs or higher ups in companies are not people. Like, they don't understand basic human knowledge. And I'm not trying to insult them or say that they're dumb, but like, that's how they're acting. This is why you always buy your games physical. Do not buy digital games. Sorry for all the PC gamers out there. I am a PC gamer. Suck to be you. I said I'm also a PC gamer. I want to buy a bunch of physical games for my OG Switch before the Switch 2 out. I was going to get a Switch 2, but it was 500 bucks. I'm like, okay, they're being greedy, but I'll just suck it up and fork up the cash. Until everything else came to light, and then I'm like, oh, this sucks. If I buy a Switch 2, I'm basically paying for nothing. And I don't really care about modding the Nintendo Switch that much, I really don't. As long as the online servers stay up. That's the only reason why I hacked my Wii and Wii U. But at the same time, I understand where Nintendo's going from with them not wanting people to mod every generation of all of their consoles, especially not on launch day. But like, come on, you're gonna destroy their entire system? I feel like that should be illegal. Not just that. Apparently, I heard, and I know I'm mostly talking about the Switch 2, I'm just realizing that. But apparently I heard that the Switch 2, and I think these are just rumors, so take them with a grain of salt. I heard that the Switch 2 is easy to destroy. Not in terms of flimsiness, but I heard that if you put in even the wrong cartridge in the Switch 2, it gets fried. As far as I'm concerned, that's not an issue with the Switch 1. Then again, the wrong cartridge could entail many things. Like like trying to put Super Mario 3D Land into your... This is my brother's copy. It's not just the Switch 2, Nintendo also ruined the Switch 1. I'm not just saying that. I have evidence in my hand right here. Do you remember when Nintendo announced their digital game card thing, like it was the first time they ever had game sharing? Before this update, you could share games with 2 Nintendo Switch costumes. The one who purchased the game, and then if you make your account primary on another Switch device, you could play games on your Switch device with the games that you have purchased, but someone else can play on their account even if they didn't purchase the game, as long as your account is primary on their Switch. And this did work. Some people tried to gaslight other certain groups of people and say that this was not the case. This is the case. You could share games between 2 consoles. I know this for a fact because I used to do it all the time. But ever since this update happened, this is my brother's Switch, right? When I used to live in a different country and then I moved here with him. He used to share his Switch games with me. I had a Nintendo Switch in that country. My cat's meowing. I had a Nintendo Switch in that country and he used to share his games with me. I gotta go see what's wrong with my cat. What? Oh yeah, he used to share games with me. I didn't have to purchase the games. I used to be broke. So he would just share his games with me and we would play games together. I could open the game that he purchased and he could still open the exact same game on his account. As long as you're using 2 separate accounts, you could still play together on the same console. But after Nintendo released this update, and remember, this is my brother's Switch, and his account is primary on the Switch I had in that country, which is still there. It's there for other family members. It's gonna die. You need to stay alive for this demonstration. Look what happens when you try to launch a game, and these games are downloaded digitally. You can't play it. He has to do one of 2 things if he wants to play digital games of thing. Either he does the stupid digital game card thing so that the people over there can't play the games on that Switch anymore and you can only play it on this system, or he makes this a Switch primary and then no one in that country can play on their Switch anymore at all. This should not be allowed. I'm not even joking. Like, you can't even access your games anymore. You can if you have a physical copy, but Zelda is in here, right? Look what happens when you try to launch a physical copy. It needs an update. Last time my brother tried to play Breath of the Wild on his Switch, it kept bugging him to do a system update instead of Start Software. He bypassed it by spamming Start Software, but it looks like that's not an option anymore, so that sucks. Nintendo literally became a scam company. I feel like these business practices actually should not be allowed. Nintendo, every other company allows normal, humane game sharing. Your console is not special. That's the other thing. Nintendo needs to realize that their console is not special. In fact, the Switch 2, compared to everything else, the Switch 2 is nothing. I don't know why I keep doing this. I know I've been LARPing on Nintendo, but other companies are doing stupid things as well. Ubisoft soon is gonna delist another game, so that's awesome. You can't buy physical for PC anymore. I feel like it should only be fair that they continue releasing physical games for PC, because they do it for every other platform, although they're probably gonna stop soon. They shouldn't stop. Please don't stop. I want to keep playing my games even after every company goes under. We should keep releasing physical copies for PC games. We used to do it. I don't know why we stopped. Although at some point I think that they literally pulled a Nintendo before Nintendo did. Where if you buy a physical PC game disc, I think this was around 2012. If you buy a physical PC game disc and put it in your PC, it actually prompts you to download it from Steam. So I guess however many years later Nintendo decided to follow suit. I just feel like the gaming world is crumbling before my eyes. And I only started to see all these bits and pieces fall apart after Nintendo announced the Switch 2. It's like, oh, one company is doing something stupid, so now we all need to do our own stupid thing in our own stupid way. I'm very distracted. If Nintendo was really that worried about people hacking their system and using emulators, here's what they could have done instead. Port their games to PC. And they're probably worried that they're gonna lose revenue on their console. There's one of two things they could do to fix that. They either port their games to PC and make more powerful consoles that match the PS5 to have an excuse why they would port their games to PC, or they could put exclusive features on their own console that don't work on PC just to incentivize people to buy their Nintendo Switch. Or here's even a third option that I just thought of, which is what they should do right now. And not just Nintendo. Not just Nintendo should do this, every other company should do this as well. Be more open with your community. Like, make an understanding. Don't just brick their system because you suspect. Again, they said they're gonna brick it if they suspect you're modding your console, so that means they could also brick your console in the wrong. It's wrong either way, but still. I lose my train of thought very quickly. I don't remember what I was gonna say, so I think I'm gonna end the video here. It's clear that I'm losing my mind the more I talk about this. So I wanna end the thing which is referring to the video. As much as you can, try to buy physical games. I know you're probably saying it's not worth it. It's more expensive and it's more inconvenient to have keeping to switch your games from disc to disc or cartridge. But it only takes 1 second to do. You could also do this if you're willing to mod your console, and I would only recommend modding older consoles. If you're willing to mod your console, you could install more storage in like your PS2 or whatnot, and mod it as to where you could put games on it digitally. And not only will it run the games faster, not only will it run the games faster, but you won't have to keep switching out your physical games. You could dump your physical games onto your hard drive. Yeah, I know I said I was gonna end the video, but I will end it now. I'm going to end the video. What are your words of wisdom? Very wise.